Thank you, Caroline. Friends and comrades, welcome to this PEF Compass Conference. I'm Patrick Allen, the chair and founder of the Progressive Economy Forum, and this is our fourth annual conference and our first in partnership with Compass, which makes it the biggest and most ambitious conference yet. And I'm delighted that so many people are here and that we have such a broad range of activists and thinkers and campaigners with so many organisations represented. It's truly the start of a progressive alliance. But first, an apology to Arsenal supporters and football fans, including myself, for scheduling this conference on the day of the European Cup final. Sorry, but we are going to finish just in time for us to rush off to the pub for the kickoff. Now, about PEF. I founded the Progressive Economy Forum in 2018 out of frustration at the damage caused by austerity and the acceptance of many that there was no alternative and that cuts were both necessary and responsible to reduce debt. Nearly everybody in the media and large parts of the electorate bought into the idea that reducing the deficit was the number one priority. Osborne and Cameron peddled the notion that the 2008 global financial crisis was the result of excessive public spending in the UK. That story was wrong, the economics was wrong, and its consequences have been devastating. Austerity and the long-term damage done by neoliberalism since 1979 explain why we are in so much trouble. And austerity has helped fuel right-wing populism, Brexit, and the politics of Farage. I am passionate about macroeconomics. It's the toolkit to manage the economy. You get the budgets, the taxation, the investment, and the public spending right, and you can build a society which is more secure, prosperous, resilient, and sustainable. I believe that politicians and economists were not doing enough to challenge the damage done by austerity, so I created PEF. And this was to build credible, progressive, alternative economic policy. Over the last 8 years, PEF has brought together academics, politicians, campaigners, trade unionists to challenge the failed neoliberal consensus and develop better answers. We've helped to shift the argument on austerity by writing papers, blogs, and delivering lectures and conferences. To find out more about our activities, I hope you've got this leaflet here. There are QR codes on it, and that will connect you to pages which show you what we've been doing. We aim to be a bridge between politicians and economists. We worked well with John McDonnell when he was Shadow Chancellor. Our access to the current team has been more limited. But there may be a change of leadership, and the door may be wide open. So this is, therefore, a great opportunity. We're engaged in the battle of ideas. How to explain what has gone wrong in Britain and what a serious, progressive alternative looks like. And to get these ideas implemented, we need to create a better, more representative democracy so that the progressive majority has a voice and a route to power. What is striking is that the government still lacks a convincing plan and a narrative. It cannot explain what's gone wrong, why so many people feel poorer, angry, and less secure, or what long-term change is needed. Compare that with the post-war Attlee government of 1945. They had prepared for government. They had prepared, determined to end the poverty and mass unemployment of the 1930s. Keynes, Beveridge, Morrison, Attlee, they had the ideas. They had the vision and the plan, and they transformed the economy by building the welfare state and the NHS, even while paying back wartime debt. Well, at PEF, we have an analysis and a plan. We believe the roots of our crisis are clear. Decades of privatization, deregulation, financialization, deindustrialization, weak investment, attacks on trade unions, and the rise of the rentier economy. These have left Britain more unhappy, more unequal, more insecure, less productive, and less resilient. We have stagnant wages, underfunded public services, insecure housing, declining public health, and frustration. If we do not respond with workable policy to meet this crisis, the far right parties will be only too ready with simplistic and dangerous policies which could destroy our democracy and the country that we know. So this is a crucial moment in politics. Our task is to set out a practical, progressive programme reversing the legacy of austerity and privatisation, reducing poverty and inequality, investing in young people and the early years, rebuilding public services, raising investment and productivity, and making the case for a balanced and informed approach to immigration and Britain's relationship with Europe. And that programme must also confront the climate crisis, not as a burden, but as an opportunity to create jobs. To renew infrastructure and build a cleaner, more secure economy. So today's conference is about these issues. You will hear ideas drawn from the UK and beyond, Manchesterism, local economic renewal, tackling wealth inequality and the conditions that damage health and well-being. PEF today presents 4 new policy papers. They look like this. There are hard copies available, and there are also Q codes linking it. They are The Economics of Immigration, a paper on Brexit, the EU Reset, Progressive Fiscal and Monetary Policy, and Tackling Wealth Inequality, Building an Economy that Works for Society. So pick up hard copies if you see them. Also link up to them on the website, and you can speak to the authors of the papers who are here today. We want you to be the collaborators today in this long-term project for change. We must together present a compelling economic offer, coupled with the democratic renewal agenda. We must create a coalition which can turn these ideas into political power. So, please join the sessions, challenge the arguments, and help to build the ideas that progressive politics now urgently requires. We aim to cover all these big issues of the moment. You will be spoilt for choice, but you can't go to them all. But I hope you enjoy the conference, and we can still make it to the football afterwards. Thank you very much. So now to introduce the next speaker, who's Gary Stevenson. He needs little introduction. He studied economics at LSE and Oxford. He became one of the most successful traders ever. And he now campaigns in the public debate on inequality, wealth, and economic power. Over to you, Gary.